Great day, attractive thinker. Dr. Toni Hatton here, your vision and mindset expert at theattractivethinker.guru. This is where we support you with mental strength, mental healing, mindset maintenance, mental courage, and I am delighted to be here with you today. There you are. Great day, Lawana. How are you? It's good to see you. Give me 1 second. I'm going to. Great day, Attractive Thinker. We have something so sweet and so special for you today. I'm sorry that my camera is. I'm jiggling it a little bit. I'm trying to make sure everything is straight. Great day, Lawana. How are you?
What have I done? Hi!
Oh my
How's it going?
It's going great. You look so relaxed. What are you doing back there?
I'm feeling good. I've just been doing some writing and I'm just relaxing in the sun and just feeling awesome today.
Oh,
How about you? It's
I
still
am,
early where you are.
yes. I am fantastic. I'm glad to be here with you and our audiences, our freedomites and attractive thinkers, just to serve and to pour, because we need this. We need this on a daily basis. We cannot go a day without mental health support, mindset tools, strategies, tips.
We can. It's part of us. It's part of us, and we have to share it. I don't feel whole unless I've been shouting about it all day. I don't. I go to bed feeling unsatisfied. Let's do it daily.
You said you don't feel whole. That is so
No.
important, Lawana, because a lot of times we go throughout our lives, and I want to welcome, all of the freedomites and attractive thinkers who are joining us right now. Leave some comments there. Say hi, good morning. Let us know you're here. When you talk about being whole, Lawana, we don't sometimes realize that we're walking around in pieces and in parts. We're not whole. We might have in this area, other area, we're not getting the results that we're looking for, and trying to figure out where's the imbalance. When you think whole, when you think about whole, right? You think about a whole pie. So if something takes a slice out, that's possible how we can walk around throughout the day with a piece of our pie missing.
Yeah, and quite often we don't realize until it clears, and then we look back and we go, whoa, where am I? And I had something similar recently where I've just been drifting along and just doing my thing, and all of a sudden, and it was like that, I suddenly looked at myself and I thought, I've reverted into myself. I've got boring. I created a job for myself, and I started ticking boxes and becoming a proper businesswoman. And I started, and it wasn't until it just hit me that that's not me. That's not me. My spark had gone, my energy and my fire. So that over the past few weeks, that's just come back with a bang, because I realized that that's what had been missing.
I like when you said the spark and the fire and the passion. Sometimes we can get caught up in the doing and forget to be.
Totally. Exactly. I think it's, sorry, carry on.
It's easy, Lawana, because we're so engrossed in what we're doing. We love what we do, but it's a balancing act. Don't you think?
Oh, you're telling me. Do you know what? Since I've spoken to you last, even, I've just had so much going on in my mind, because for the past few months, right, I do a lot of different things, as you know.
Right.
Book coaching, business, and I've got an acting academy, and everywhere and everything pointed to the fact that I need to focus on something and decide what to focus on, and it'd been doing my head in, and I've just realized, no, that is part of me, is all of it. It's all part of me. I can't give anything up, and I can't drift away from any of it, because it's all part of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we can't stop being ourselves.
That's
Or
right.
I refuse to stop being myself. A lot of people do.
Right. That's right.
So yeah, that's something that's clicked this week.
Can't
So
stop
that's
being.
very recent. Yeah.
When you talk, see, that's the key right there, being ourselves. Sometimes when we get into doing and we lose our way, we forget who we are. See, losing
Completely.
a lot to do with, it's not just about losing direction or, it's a sense, it's a feeling that I'm lost. Not, Luana, I experienced that one time, and it is a terrible, terrible feeling. I mean, we all experience it sometimes when we're driving and we feel lost. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good
Yeah.
But I experienced one time losing my son. He was 2 years,
Oh.
and actually, it's so funny, and it's not funny at the same time because it was real.
Yeah.
I'm in the house. I could not find him in the house. We were getting ready to go to pick up the other kids from school, and he was dressed, had his coat and shoes on and everything. I was like, okay, come on, Chris, let's go. And I'm looking for him. I'm running from room to room. I wasn't panicking. I was just, trying to get to school on time to pick the other kids up. Nowhere to be found. And then I felt it. It was like something gripped me in my nervous system. I felt it. And I felt that sense of lost, and I began to panic. And I was screaming through the house, calling his name. No way. And I said, oh my God, let me check the doors. The doors were locked. The windows were locked. No Chris, right? And then all of a sudden, he just appeared. All of a sudden. And I asked him, I turned around, because, 2 years old, you're really short. I said, where were you? I said, did you hear me call? Where were you? And he said, every room you went in, I was behind you. I came out of yes, he was following me, wasn't saying anything, wasn't making any noise. If I came out of a room, he went in that room. Can you imagine? And I'm telling you, and I asked myself after that experience, I said, what was that all about? Why did I have to experience that? And I felt immediately what it felt like when a parent loses a child in the mall or in the store.
Yeah.
Lost. It is a deep feeling. And we're, especially as entrepreneurs or even new entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, anything you want to do new or change or something you want to create, you get that feeling like I'm lost. I don't even know where to start, or I can't find my way.
And that's why most people don't take action. That's why most people will think about something, and then I speak to them again a year later and they're still thinking. Because they feel lost and they just don't know how to start. And so the easiest thing to do, and as human beings, we look for the easiest way. The easiest thing to do is just to block it out and forget about it and just carry on going with normal everyday life.
Block it out. When you block it out, I'm thinking about us as energy, spirits, energy beings, and we're traveling throughout life, doing certain things, manifesting and expressing ourselves. And when we hit a roadblock, something that we can't express or explain or don't understand, like you said, we block it out. When you said block it out, it's like a black wall.
Yeah.
It's still there, but you can't access it. And what we to realize is when we begin to build these walls, we're not just keeping things out, we're keeping us, and we can't really, express ourselves. That's how we get stuck, wondering, like we talk about breaking free, wondering, why don't I feel free? Why do I feel restricted? Because we put up these blocks.
Yeah.
So blocks have a dual purpose. We use them for one intention, but they're also for reaching our success.
Yeah. And it's really something, I'm just going to pick up something you said there that's really, really important. We build them, not other people, not our circumstances. We build them. And if we build them, as soon as we accept responsibility for having built those walls, then that gives us the power to be able to break them down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We build them. That's the thing. See, Luana, I agree that we are more in control than we think we are.
Absolutely.
We're more in control. And when we realize that, we'll start taking control and taking responsibility for happening in our experience, in our world.
Yeah, when we can't control what happens, but we can absolutely control how we react and what we learn and the way we think about it. You know, like if we've got past trauma, we can, you know, it can ruin our life, or we can use it for motivation and to learn from and to be able to help other people.
Yes. And that's the goal, you know, to help other people. You know,
Yeah.
when you say that, I think about how beautiful that is and how purposeful that is. It
Yeah.
gives it gives a meaning to our experiences, meaning you just don't go through something and it's just your experience or your story and you move on to the next thing. When you turn around and you help others who are going through similar experience, and it doesn't even have to be the same experience that you went through, but
No.
you know, this is one thing that I know, Luana, we all go through things and we have the same feelings. That's what people realize.
Yeah.
Somebody could be in the market and experience something. I could be in the bank and experience something. Two different experiences, but the same feeling. I felt frustrated, or I felt scared, or I felt abundant, or I felt
Yeah.
joy. The same feeling. So that's how we can relate and connect on the same level based on the feelings, not the experience.
Exactly, exactly. And I think, you know, stepping into your authentic self, a big part of that, in my opinion, is being able to share stories and being honest about your thoughts and being open and using experiences to be able to, you know, share and help other people as well. The people I work with, they all want to change the world. It's not enough for me to work with people who just want to work on themselves. They want to work on themselves because they want to go and create a massive impact. And I'm sure it's the same for you as well.
Oh, absolutely. I love the way you said that. You know, my son and I were having a conversation just last night, and he graduated high school 2 weeks ago. Well, actually, last Monday, and now we're preparing him for college. And he talked about, he says, you know, we were talking about the Attractive Thinker business and what we do as entrepreneurs. Shared with him how we're collaborating. I said, I met this fantastic entrepreneur in Portugal, and we're doing some amazing things together. And he says, Mom, you have to remember all of that investing that you did in yourself, all of that spending time with yourself and why you flow the way you flow and your gifts, what you're here to serve, was so that you could serve others and make an impact in their lives. You had to make it valuable so that you can add value. Like you said, on it, it's not enough to make me okay. It's not enough to have my stuff straight. Who wants to walk throughout the world and you're the only one that's successful? You're the only one that's head, or you're the only one that's making it. You know, when you really have a heart for humanity and you really are clear as to the greater purpose for your life, you're anxious, you're eager, you're passionate about serving others and helping them through their pain, helping them get through their experiences, helping them to see that they are bigger than what they're going through. And it brings me joy to provide solutions to people. One of my, people call it pet peeves or things that irk you or irritate you. I don't like to see people in pain, be it physical or mental. I don't like to see that. So immediately it's a trigger for me to start providing a solution. Immediately. What is your take on that?
Yeah, definitely. You know, nothing gives me as much of a buzz as that moment where somebody realizes that they can do it, when something clicks in them and they realize and they think, yes, I can do this. And they realize, when they suddenly realize why they're in the world. So they've been lost, and then all of a sudden they realize why everything in their past has happened. Everything clicks into place, and they know what their purpose is, and they are ready to go for it. That is, it's just the most amazing feeling. And I'm just really thankful to be a part of it as well, because it's like the ripple effect. So I can help them to get that discovery and to put it into action, and then they go off and carry the ripple on, so they're spreading it far and wide.
Yes, and the ripple lives on.
Exactly. And with two of us creating this ripple, what is going to happen with both of our ripples coming together? We're going to be making waves.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the thing, that ripple effect. All it takes is one stone. But here you have two powerful, fiery, passionate stones tossing our stones into the river, into the ocean of life, into the world.
Exactly.
Right now, Luana, we are making a ripple effect. People are coming.
We are.
People are watching it, people are seeing that Toni and Luana are live, making that ripple effect is blessing their morning, is blessing their day. How often do you get, mental health tools throughout your day to help you do what you do? Our days are just starting. I know you're like 5 hours ahead of me, but we still have a lot of day left. What are we going to do?
Absolutely.
How can we maximize it? How can we stop doing the normal routine that we were doing? And how can we?
I'm so bored of routine. I'm so bored of structure. I'm so bored of doing things the normal way. I'm so bored of doing things the way I've been conditioned to.
Yes.
I'm doing things my own way, honestly. From now on, none of that. And that's what I really want to help other people with, to figure out what's their own thoughts and what's been put in there by conditioning from other people, who they really are.
Yes.
As opposed to who they think they should be.
That's a lot right there, because you said they really are. Who we really are is enough. Who we really are is fantastic and amazing. Who we really are is powerful. Who we really are is bigger than our experience. Who we really are is a spirit, a soul here to express its divinity, its power, its greatness. That's the core of who we are. We're not bus drivers, entrepreneurs, singers, dancers. That's not who we are. Those are expressions of who we are. But can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, even how powerful we are. And we both have written books. We have a tribe and a community we've created. We serve through services and products. We coach, and we do all kinds of amazing things. We hold live events. But can you imagine that's not who we are? That we're great. That we're greater than that. Tap into that. It's all endless. I was watching a movie last night with my son, and it was a kid movie. But the kids in the movie, the young man was creating all of these what do you want to call it? Science experiments. He had all these he was making these little machines, and he had this little notebook. He kept all of his details in there about all the little pieces and what goes with what. And the premise was, he said, use your imagination, because the things he was creating, nobody had ever even seen it before. When you look at it, you're like, wow, what is this? Like, really, kid? Really, you're going to do something with this? And he said, use your imagination. He said, even though it doesn't exist right now, people will need it in the future. They'll buy into it. You never know. I think it was some type of something he wanted to do with the sidewalk to make walking easier for people. Who would think of that?
Kids are amazing. Kids are amazing because they don't block those thoughts. If they get an idea, they just go with it. They don't think, oh no, but that's a stupid idea. Oh, what if people laugh? They just come out with it. My little girl had an idea the other day. She wants to invent something that brings objects to life from pictures. I don't know how she's going to manage it, but she fully believes she's going to do with it. Who am I that she's going to do it? Who am I to tell her it's not possible? People thought flying a plane wasn't possible.
Exactly.
I don't know how. She doesn't know how, but she's determined and she's making plans. Who knows?
Yes, that's the power of imagination, and that sometimes it can blow our mind or be scary or sound silly. Imagination is just what it is. It's what you can imagine. Whatever you can imagine. If you can imagine it, then it's real.
Absolutely.
It's real, and all we have to do is invest in it, start putting the idea together, start, putting the manifestation together so that people can experience it in the world. It's not enough for it to be in our imagination to manifest that so people can enjoy it like we do.
It's no good for anyone if it's in our imagination and we never share it. I say the same about stories as well, and knowledge that people have. If they don't share it and they die, that knowledge dies with them. And what use is it then? I wonder how many people have died in the world without sharing what it is that they knew. And I bet that they knew some absolutely amazing world-changing things.
Yes, I totally agree. That's good. That's good right there. I always, and you're a book expert, I'm sure you come into contact with a lot of people who, like you said, have fantastic and amazing stories.
Oh, absolutely incredible.
Have considered that they could write a book.
Well, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Most people, when I speak to them, first of all, and I ask them to share stuff with me, they don't think that their story is anything different because it's their normal. So they don't think other people would be interested. And then they're telling me, and I'm like, whoa. And it's just that they've still got that voice in their head, I guess, that's saying to them, who's going to be interested in this? A lot of people, everybody has got an amazing story to tell.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. I feel that, you being a best-selling book expert, Lawana, I'm sure you come into contact with people, like you said, who don't see the value in their story. They don't even see a story experience. Yeah. They don't even see their experience as a story.
That's it.
Just starting right there. And then once you show them that there's a story in it, they don't see how that could make a difference in the world. Who wants to? They don't see that anybody needs that.
Yeah.
But can you imagine the stories, like you said, that leave here that were never told? And the people who continue to suffer or go without solutions because that particular soul failed to express itself.
Yeah.
And it left you without that full expression.
Yeah. It's sad, isn't it? Because people aren't very open in general, and it's because of conditioning and comments and judgments and criticism, and it's sad that people don't feel like their story is valuable enough to be shared, or that they don't have or maybe they know that it is, but they don't have the confidence to share it because they're worried about what other people think.
Yeah. Lawana, you mentioned about how sad it is that people don't, you have all the limitations and, the constrictions and the structures, and you feel like you can't move forward because, you've been feeding, so to speak. They skip life right out of you, media and the conditioning of our childhood and the authorities in our lives and, people telling you what you can and cannot do. I grew up like that. It was a whole list of what I could not do. And one or two things that I could do with my life.
Yeah.
It constricts you. And here's the deal. When it's being taught in one setting, it affects all of you. I mean, we talked about that whole pie, because you can't just share that or teach that or have an authority over me concerning that with a piece of me, because there are many parts of me. And what affects one part of me affects all the parts of me.
Yes.
So if you tell me that I can't start a business because nobody in my family has ever done that before, I wasn't raised that way, I don't have the knowledge, then you're also telling me that I can't be me. I can't create my ideas. I can't trust my ideas. I can't, manifest what it is that I want. I can't follow the desires of my heart. You're telling me all of that when you say I can't do something in one area. So
absolutely.
That creates those. And then here's the deal, Lawana. They present the list of don'ts and do nots, but I build the blocks. I said, well, if you can't do this, then I know I can't do that. When you build blocks, before you know it, you have an entire brick wall and you can't even figure out how to get out of there.
Exactly. And that, do you know what? This is something a lot of people don't realize, is how everything's linked. Because whenever I work with people on business, books, acting, or whatever it is, we do a lot of mindset work. And sometimes we talk about things and they're like, well, how does this relate to business or acting or whatever? And I'm like, believe me, it relates. Everything is linked together. It all is linked together. Our
Yes.
business is a part of us. It's not who we
Yes.
are, but it's a part of us.
Absolutely. And how we do it, how we do life, if it filters over into how we do business. It affects how we do business, because
Yeah,
if you're afraid in one area in your life, that fear is going to be transferred over into another area in your business. And that's just
completely.
fantastic and amazing we are. And we have to understand that I am more than one. I am many. I am many. When that fear in your life that filters over into your business also filters over into your parenting. Now it's
Yeah,
affecting your
yeah,
children, right? And then it filters over into your partners, your
yeah.
relationship, your
Health
business,
and fitness.
your self-care.
Yeah,
It filters over into your own self-care. If
yeah,
you don't feel as though you can accomplish something in one area, you definitely not feel as though you can accomplish it in your personal area in your life.
completely.
So we are many. We're not one. And about your authentic self, you know, you have to first discover who you are in order to be authentic to it.
Exactly, exactly. That's the first step, isn't it? And that means being honest with ourselves and listening to the thoughts that come into our head and noticing our patterns. And something really powerful that um, I was asked, that I'm going to ask this to everybody actually, and I'm going to ask you to post it in the comments. Who were you before you were taught who you should be? So who
Mm,
were you before any of this conditioning, before other kids told you how you should behave, or the authority figures told you what you can and can't do and what to think, and all of this stuff? Who were you before all of that?
I like that. I like that.
It's something
We,
I've been doing a lot of journaling on recently, and I'm noticing things, that parts of me that got stripped away, and now I'm working on building them back.
I like that because when you said, who were you before you were taught who you should be, I'm thinking what came to me was who you were prior to that was your authentic self. If
Yes,
you watch, yeah,
absolutely.
if you
That is
watch it,
it. That's it.
if you watch a child and how they flow, how they freely go about their day, what comes to mind, what they talk about, that's who they really are, because they don't come faking it. They don't come pretending.
No.
They don't even know how to do that. And that's why a lot of times when you take a child out in public, you have to say, shh, don't say that, or shh, don't do that. Or, you have to,
They
they have
just
to learn.
do what comes to mind. They just do whatever comes to mind. They don't think, oh no, what if people are looking? What if people think I'm silly? What if this? What if that? And I'll tell you something. Right, I was in a film and it was on in the cinema, and I went to see it with my little girl, and she wanted to dance in it. The film was about dancing and having the freedom to dance. So every time the dance tracks came on, she was in the cinema and she was dancing, and people complained and told me to ask her to stop dancing. And I
Wow.
refused. So we all got kicked out of the cinema. The whole family got kicked out. But I refused to tell her to stop dancing because she wasn't being noisy. She was just doing her thing. And I didn't want to place that conditioning on her, to tell her that she shouldn't dance when she feels like it. We should all dance whenever
Yes.
we feel like it. And that is
Yes.
what the film was about. How ironic.
Wow.
The film was about somebody being told they can't dance. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. So we all got kicked out.
What? So you went to see a film that was
A
about...
film I was in. I was in the film as well.
You were...
I didn't see myself in the film. I never got to that part. It was only a tiny, tiny part. I didn't see myself in the film because I got kicked out. Because I wouldn't tell my daughter to stop dancing.
So what was the point in the film? That makes me think, what was the intent of the writer of that particular film? You know, what was his original intent for writing something like that if he wasn't really authentic about wanting or desiring people to dance whenever they wanted?
No. This was in the cinema when we were watching the film. It was the cinema owner. I'm sure the writers, the directors of the film would have been, I'm sure they would have been saying, no, let the girl dance. That's what it's all about. But no, it was some miserable woman who was telling her off for dancing, or telling the manager to tell us off. And it's the cinema manager who asked us to leave, well, who told me to stop her from dancing. And I said, well, no. And he said, well, I'll have to ask you to leave. And I said, okay. So I took her out and we danced in the corridors. And I danced with her. And it was great. Nobody should ever be told that they can't dance.
That know how far we've fallen from our authentic selves, you know, from expression. You know, when you think about, you know, a child, and see, one of the things we don't realize is every time we tell a child no, you're setting a condition. You're putting another block there. You're teaching them that this is how you act and this is not how you act. You know, so as parents, you know, we have to, I remember having to shift, because I started out, you know, if it's something that you didn't want the kid to do, you said, but then I was always explanatory parent. I was always explaining, we're not going to do this because, but we're going to do this as a result of it, and things. I was always talking because I wanted them to understand when I was coming up, it was no, and you don't ask questions and you do what I say. But I wanted to explain why I made certain decisions so that they will understand that it's not just one way. It wasn't just because children, they'll create their own story. Parent, and they don't know what our intent is or what we meant. So I was always explaining, and you don't want to, you know, continue to shut a child down because they're in their most purest state.
And they don't make sense of, like, if we were told something, we can make sense of it because we've got an adult's brain. But with a child's brain, they just take everything as fact. So if somebody says to them, oh, shut up, you shouldn't be talking, or something like that, and they're told it often, they're going to think that they're not allowed to have a voice because they don't. It's you know, just that child's mind, they can't make sense of it yet. So they just accept it. They just accept that they're not meant to be heard. And that stays with them for the rest of their life. Not just while they're 7, 8, 9 years old, but in their 30s, 40s, 50s.
That's right. That's right. I was in a circle of entrepreneurs, and one of them spoke out about that. We were having a discussion, and she said she was told, like you said, to shut up. You have a big mouth. Stop talking. You talk too much. Was in the entrepreneurial circle because her passion was to be a speaker. And what I did was, after I heard her speak, I said, we cannot allow people who have the misperception of our gift, a faulty, you know, interpretation of our gift to dictate, determine who we are. And I told her, I said, you need to go back and look. Not just her, but I was sharing with the community that we were in. Go back in your childhood and think about the things you got in trouble for the most. The thing you got in trouble for the most, that thing you got in trouble for, you got in trouble for it because the person had a misinterpretation of who you really are, of your gift. If you were told, shut your mouth, I'm sick of your mouth, you have a big mouth, you talk too much, and maybe you were designed to be a speaker or a lawyer or something. So, but see, we got to flip it. We don't flip it, LaWanda, because there's a lot of shame and guilt, and, you know, we got in trouble for it. So you definitely, then when you go out in public, you can't speak up. People wonder, why didn't you say something? If that's how you felt, why didn't you say something? Or why didn't you speak up? Well, that was a great idea. Why didn't you share it? Because childhood
because you've
condition.
been conditioned not to. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And then, but then you think, like, if kids are at school, then they are going to be conditioned like that because, and it's no fault of anyone, but how else would a teacher control a class of 20, 30 kids?
yeah, yeah,
So it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because they are still going to come into contact with conditioning, whether we as
yeah.
parents pass it to them or not.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, Luana, even though our children are exposed to the conditioning, you can tell a child who is who they are designed to be because
Yeah.
they keep pressing forward through that. They
Yeah.
keep being who they are. For example, one of my sons, when he was in school, he was a drummer. You know, if we got drum lessons at home, and he was always banging with the sticks. And you know, his teacher in school, one day I picked him up from school, and she says, "You know, Kevin is always banging." She said he's banging with the, and then I took the pencil, with the crayons, and then I took the crayons, and he was banging with his fingers on the side of the table because he was a drummer. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter the experience or the environment. If you are a drummer, you're going to find a way to start
Yes.
and making a beat. You're going to find a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you know that's who they really are, because even though they're told to stop, they can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Self. And that's different, Lawan. I like the way you talk about that, because authentic means it's original. Authentic means it's what it is. It's not an imitation. They're not pretending. So when you see people be their authentic selves, you think they're putting on or they're performing. No, it's who they are. Authentic means that. That's what authentic means. No matter what setting they're in or what you say, like you and your daughter, no matter what you say, we're going to dance.
Yes.
So you weren't putting on, you weren't having your daughter dance in front of people to irritate people or disrupt the process.
No, I was letting her be herself.
Letting her be herself.
And I encourage her to be herself. Yeah.
But
all the time.
Think about that, Lawana. Letting her be herself is a challenge. It challenges systems.
Yeah.
Structures. Letting her be herself is risky.
It is risky. It is. My other little girl, she is such a dreamer. And I remember being told off in school because I was always dreaming. And it's the same with her. Nobody really knew what to do with her, and it wasn't their fault, but she's a very, very deep thinker, and she's only 7. She's got a very unique way of looking at the world, and you can ask her a question, she'll look like she's not listening, and then an hour later she'll come up with a very, very deep answer. But in that time, but if you imagine that in a class environment, a teacher would ask her a question at the beginning of class. She'd look like she was ignoring the teacher. She wouldn't hear anything for the rest of the class. And then at the end, 10 minutes before the end of class, she might come up with a really deep answer for it. But she's been thinking about it.
Yes, and it takes time to really, when you're a deep thinker, it takes time to process and come up with an authentic answer. You got to go deep. You got to go deep to get it.
Yeah,
you can't off the chain answer, or something fly by. You got to give a real answer. You don't want to give something surface or the first pickup. You have to think about it, and then you dig into your truth and you share your truth about it.
Exactly. And I was very concerned about that being taken away from her, because I think it's amazing, some of these I thoughts and ideas that she had, and I didn't want that to be taken out of her, but at the same time I could completely see how any teacher can struggle with that when they've got a class full of children to look after and to teach.
Yes. And if we think about ourselves as that child, like you just expressed, it's kind of difficult to play that balancing act, like, make sure they're safe as children, educate them as children, but don't try to put a restraint on their authentic self and their gift and their expression. If we see ourselves as that child, then we'll be more compassionate with ourselves. We'll understand what happened to ourselves, and we'll begin to believe in ourselves again. and try to, bring that authenticity back to the surface, because it's still there. It hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
It's still there. It's just, we
It's
piled
always
a lot
there.
of stuff up. Oh yeah. Life,
It's
piled a
always
lot of stuff up, and we don't know how to get out sometimes. And that's what Break Free You is all about, showing you how to break free of those limitations, the self-imposed limitations, as well as the ones imposed by others, so that you can do you again. You're a gift to the world. You're precious. You're fantastic and amazing. You're creative. You have ideas to share that no one has ever even thought of before. This is why we're here. If that's not true, then why are we here? We're on the stage of life right now. Our action, Lawana, we're performing right now. So if you're going to be on the stage, you might as well dance, right?
Absolutely. I am a born performer, and I always will be. First and foremost, before anything else, I'm a performer. That's who I am. And that is who I'm going to stay being, because it's part of me.
Yeah.
But, but it doesn't mean that I'm putting on an act. Like I'm talking to you now, I'd be talking to you whether or not we'd be on a live stream or not. I'd be talking the same to, anybody, my family, anyone.
That's right.
Because,
that's
right. But at the same time, I feel like my whole life is a show sometimes.
I like when you said that, whether it's a live stream or not, because you're correct. We had this conversation, a conversation like this privately weeks ago. And that's
and that's why that's when it was that we said, well, this should be public.
Yeah.
So now, instead of talking on the phone, we just talk over live stream and let everyone listen in.
I like
it's the best way.
So they get to see what we do in secret when we have our private conversations. We're just sharing it with the world, because they want to have conversations, like they want to get in on the conversation, but sometimes you're not surrounded by people. Earlier we were talking about environment, you and I personally, and you mentioned some of those things. So some of those areas, health and business and environment, and letting go relationships and things like that. Sometimes we find ourselves not in an environment where we can freely be ourselves or share conversations like this. This is an authentic conversation. This is the conversation that people have when they're sitting on the side of the bed at night, trying to figure out, why they didn't reach their goal in that day, or how they're going to reach their goal tomorrow. Or this is the conversation people have when they're pacing the floor in the middle of the night at 3 a.m., flipping channels on Facebook, searching social media, looking for answers to their soul, to their authentic self. This is the kind of this is the real meat. This is the real essence that people need to be having on a regular basis, because it's rich and it makes you feel rich on the inside. It's healing. This conversation is healing, because in the course of the day, when you meet people, you interact with people, be it at work or at your business or in the street or in the library or whatever, you don't have these rich, you can't really dig deep and the conversation that we're having right now. We're feeding people. We're fueling their fire, that passion, that thing that never gets touched in the course of a day. So I'm excited to share this space and time with you, Lawana, and together we create that fire like a campfire. And every time you turn around, everybody wants to come around. It's warm. It's inviting.
And this is just a tiny bit compared to what we've got planned.
Yes.
For Break Free. That is just on another scale. With both of us combined, it's going to be explosive. The energy is going to be unreal. We're going to uncover people. We're going to uncover parts of people that they've been hiding through their whole life. And they're going to step into this, not a new person, but who they've always been, but who's been hidden. And they're going to find their purpose and take action and make that happen. And it's just an amazing thing to be able to help people with. That is absolutely what I live for. And I know you do too. So with the two of us combined, it's going to be just mind-blowing.
Yes. I love what you said. You said, come out of hiding.
Yeah.
Come out of hiding. You know, when you think about your authentic self and actually hiding it, so who's showing up for you all day? It's an imitation of you. It's not the real you. And the real you is valuable. The real you is what the world needs. The real you is why you are here. When you were created, the real you is what God had in mind. But we get here, we get conditioned, you know, and we build these blocks and have set all these limitations. We're someone else showing up in the world. It's like a robot or a so the world doesn't get my juice. They don't get my essence. They don't get my truth. They don't even get the solutions that they need, because now I'm not my authentic self. I'm an imitation. I'm a fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of what I could be or what I should be. And that doesn't, I mean, imagine, I'm a vision expert, so you got to get these visuals, attractive thinkers and freedomites. Imagine just a poster of me showing up on the live stream. It's not, it looks like me, but it doesn't have life. It's not
I love
real.
that. Yes.
Yeah. And can you imagine that that's how we show up in life? We're not real. We have a muzzle on our mouth. We can't speak our truth. We can't respond like we want to, or we can't fulfill the desires of our heart. I really wanted this one, but I'll settle for that one. You know?
Yeah.
So
never settle.
Who's really living through us? You know, who's living for me? You know, and then you go 10, 20, 30, 40 years like that, and someone else or something else has lived your life for 40 years.
Yeah. And I tell you what, if we're not being our authentic selves, and the people we're going to attract are not liking us for who we are, they're liking us for this stupid mask we've got on. And then we're scared then to take the mask off in case people don't like us anymore. But it was never us that they liked, it was the mask. So who cares if we take it off? Take off the stupid mask. And then we'll attract the people who are supposed to be in our lives. It doesn't matter what we do. If we step into our authentic selves, the people who are meant to be in our space will still be there, and we'll attract more people on that level who like us for who we truly are. And everyone else, what does it matter?
I like what you said, Luana. I'm writing this down so I won't forget. You said they're liking us for the stupid mask that we have on. Yeah. Think about that, attractive thinkers and freedomites. If they're liking us for the stupid mask that we have on, that means we're attracting fake people. We're attracting people that wear masks because they like us for the stupid mask that we have on. And we have to ask ourselves, these are kinds of people that we want to attract. Yeah. You know, sometimes we're not moving forward in our life or in our business or even in our personal lives like we want to. It's because we're sending out the wrong signals.
Exactly.
When you your authentic self, you attract authentic people.
Yeah, that's so true. And then those people who are also wearing masks, they are the ones who will massively criticize and judge when you do take off your mask, because they know that they're hiding and you're triggering something inside themselves and they're getting frustrated with themselves, but then they're projecting that onto you because it's easier, and they don't know that they're doing that. But that's exactly what's happening, and that's why they're needing to criticize you and judge you and pull you back down to that person or that shell of a person that you once were, because they can't stand to see you move into that different energy.
Mm-hmm. So they'll say, oh no, don't show your mask. Off your mask. Oh no, keep your mask on. We're mask wearers.
My favorite comment is, oh, you've changed. Well, yes, I've changed. You
Yes.
haven't changed. Why have you not changed?
We're supposed to. I get concerned.
We've evolved. We evolve every single day.
Yes, yes. And that's where I get concerned, Lawana, when I haven't seen people in 5 or 10 years and then we see each other and they look the same. I'm concerned. You should be concerned if people aren't changing. But most of the time people freak out because you have changed. You know?
Yeah, they don't like it. They
Change,
don't like it.
Change means new. Change means greater. Change means you've evolved. Change means better. Change more. Change means growth. It means elevation.
Yeah.
Think of that, attractive thinker and freedomites. Think about plants. If you buy a plant and it just stays the same, there's no growth. The leaves look, it's not sprouting the flowers. You bought it because they said it would sprout flowers, and it hasn't sprouted flowers yet. What do we do? If we think that way with a plant, we say, you know what? I'm taking this plant back because I bought it because the picture showed beautiful flowers and it hasn't sprouted yet. We'll take the plant back, but we won't assess ourselves and say, what's going on with me that I haven't sprouted? I don't see my flowers yet. I'm not blooming and blossoming. We don't question that, but we're just like plants. We're supposed to grow. We go through transformational processes. We evolve. Some of our leaves fall off and we grow new leaves. We're supposed to do that, like you said, every single day. I'm not the woman I was yesterday. I'm not the woman I was 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I'm not the woman I was when we started this message on the live stream. I'm a different woman. We keep evolving and getting better because we're connecting with powerful people. We're allowing our truth to rise to the surface. Every day I'm stepping more and more into the truth of who I am. Every day I'm removing the blocks. Every day I'm aware of another block that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
And I'm removing that. And then when you remove the blocks, another piece of your realness comes out. Your arm might slip out. You remove another block, your leg might slip out, and before you know it, your whole self has slipped back into reality where you belong. And this is the beautiful part about this, Lawana. Once you release, like you said, break free and do your authentic self, now you're going to start changing everything about your life. Your environment changes, your relationships change. See, most of the time when you're not your authentic self, you're trying to change these things outwardly, the doing that we talk about instead of the being. Your being, sometimes people fall away from your life just by you being real. And you don't have to say anything. I've coached clients, in private sessions. They're like, well, Dr. Toni, I realized that this person shouldn't be in my life. Well, it was a business relationship, actually. And I just don't know how to end this relationship. Or I don't know how to. I said, just be you. Be your truth. Yeah. And sometimes people will say, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't go out to lunch anymore. Or all of a sudden, it just happens. You don't have to say anything. They stop asking you out. Or they stop trying to sit by you. Or they stop calling and texting. Your authentic self has power in it, and it positions you for an authentic life. You don't have to say anything. Sometimes you can get overwhelmed by all that you have to do. Well, if I be my authentic self, I got to change my relationship. I got to change where I live. I got to change where I work. Well, I have to change this and change churches and change jobs. Just be real and allow.
Allow. That's it. Just allow. Allow these changes to happen.
I like allow the changes to happen because
we grip on so tightly to things, don't we? We get attached to things and we grip on so tightly, and we don't realize that sometimes things just aren't serving us anymore. And sometimes that's a person. Sometimes it's a situation, it can be a person, it can be a thought process, a belief.
Yes. Yes.
All around us, there are things that we're hanging on to, but that aren't serving us anymore. And, something that I do a lot is I review everything around me, and I ask myself, what do I need to eliminate so that I can move forward? And that's something that I do regularly.
Lawana, I'm thinking certain things are coming up while you're sharing that. like spring cleaning. You said get rid of the things that no longer serve you. That's what we do when we spring clean. We go through our closets and our kitchen cabinets and our refrigerator and the freezer and all this stuff, the garage, all this stuff that we've stored.
And doesn't it feel amazing afterwards?
It feels fantastic and amazing. I mean, it's just like restructuring things in your living room, changing your living room around. And then when you're finished, you stand back and you look at it. And then you walk past and you come back and look at it again. And then you turn the light on and you look at it because it feels great.
Yeah.
May not even be any new furniture. You just move some things around. You wash the curtains. You put the pillows over here instead of there. You move the TV from here to there. And it just a different energy. You created a different environment where you experience something different. And you have to, whenever you create a different environment, it shifts you.
Yeah.
Because your chair used to be over here. You used to come in every day and sit there. Now you have to train your mind to go over there. And so it changes you as well. It realigns, you as a person and helps you grow. You don't want things to stay the same. The mind gets that. I know I do. With the same old thing all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you hear me, LaWanna? Because I heard some wind. Are you? I can see
I think my signal's starting to go a little bit. I think it keeps going a bit funny.
Oh, okay.
I'll try going inside.
But I can hear you. I still hear you pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I see your signal. It's moving back and forth. Yeah.
Cool.
When we talk about, that authentic self, it can be scary. You might say, well, too much. It's too much to change at once. We have to remember that we're going to be taking the action internally first to shift some things around and come into alignment. This 10-day shift in alignment it's an internal work. Yeah. And if we believe that internal is everything, it's 95% of what we do, it starts inside. It's driven from inside. Then when we go inside and do the work, then 95% of the things that we need to change automatically shift.
That's now the thing.
Now we're only left with the 5% of the things that we need to do to align with what happened on the inside of us. So don't look at it, all of this stuff that I need to change. No, when you go inside, you're changing everything. Yeah. When you go inside.
Everything. Yeah. Everything. People are so fixated on trying to find that thing that's going to help them, that funnel that's going to help their business, or that diet that's going to help them lose weight, or this or that. And really all they need to do is change or figure out who they need to work on themselves, because everything comes from us, and then it affects every part of our life. Relationships, business, health and fitness, everything. It's all connected, and it all comes from us. I'm going to put the link. I'm just going to post in the comments a link to Break Free.
But I couldn't see any of the comments, so hopefully you can see them.
It's not letting me. I'll post it as soon as we're off. It's not letting me do it while I'm on for some reason.
Let's see. Maybe I can.
But anybody watching this who is feeling lost and who's ready to break free, then just jump on, because it's going to be incredible. It's going to be this huge life-changing transformation that's going to affect not just one part of your life, not just your business, not just your health and fitness, not just your relationships, but everything. 10 days. Give us 10 days. That's what we ask. Give us 10 days.
I like that, LaWanna. Everything. And that's okay. Oh, great. I can see some of the comments now. Great day. Attract Your Freedomite Diamond and Fran and Nyla. Great day, Michael. Awesome. I can see the comments. So you're right. We have to warn them. This is like a disclaimer. It's not every other program. It's going to change everything in your life. And sometimes people aren't ready for that. They aren't aware of that. They're like, oh, wow. I experienced this shift and everything is different now. Everything is new. Everything removed, you know, so you got to prepare for that. It's not like, oh, you're going to be doing some work or you're going to hear us talk and oh, I got some steps to take and da-da-da-da. It's not that. Oh, it's real time, real interaction, you know, really applying it every single day, going out into life and applying this to your life, applying what you're getting from this experience to your life, seeing instant change, seeing instant results. Because that's one thing, Lawana, that I think can hold us back as well. We think there are prerequisites to our success or next level or the there are no prerequisites. You can take this information from the 10-day shift into alignment and apply it immediately into your life in real time and begin to see real time, real life results, because it's targeting all of you, not just one part of you.
Exactly. And that's the thing to remember. It all comes from within. And when we work on that, we're working on every part. And, you know, as a result of Break Free and Do You, your confidence is going to skyrocket. You're going to become empowered. You're going to start to trust your own decisions without looking to everybody else. You're going to figure out your purpose. You're going to figure out how to start to make that happen. You're going to realize what you're capable of. You're going to realize how much is actually possible for you.
Yes. How much?
And you're going to be happier. You're going to be happier.
And isn't that important? We want to be happy. You're going to feel more meaningful sometimes. And I've coached attractive thinkers recently, as the past couple of weeks, and they feel defeated. They feel like, you know, life go. I should have created something. What have I done? What have I created? Where's my stuff? You know, when you join the Break Free and Do You 10-day shift into alignment, you begin to put your parts and pieces back together, and you feel more meaningful. Now you feel like you got some things going on purpose. You feel more fulfilled. You feel connected. When you're just doing, and you haven't invested in your being, there's a disconnect.
Yes.
So you're in that robotic stage. You're just doing. You're just going through the routine. You're wondering, why am I not getting results? I'm doing the work. It's because there's a disconnect. The being is what animates the doing. So if you're doing it, there's no energy in it. There's no fire, no passion, no light.
Yes. That is just so true. I've lived it. You've just said my whole journey there in like 30 seconds.
Yes.
That is it. You know, because if there's a disconnect, you've constantly, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's why we have to be in alignment.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to shift you into. Did you manage to post that link?
Yes, I did post the link.
Cool.
Great.
Awesome. So go to the link. Everybody watching, go to that link, see what it's all about. If it's for you, then register. If you want to talk to us, contact us, personal message, comment, whatever, and we'll speak to you about it. And that's it.
The link that I posted is www.breakfree.theattractivethinker.guru. G-U-R-U. Breakfree.theattractivethinker.guru. So you want to go there and register. We have some amazing pre-work already set in place for you to get started and prepare you for what you're about to experience in the 10-day shift. This is about you becoming your authentic self, finally getting to be me. Finally, my dreams come true. Finally, these ideas that I have aren't fake. They're just not going to follow me throughout the rest of my life and die with me. Finally, I really get to live what I imagine because it's real. And now you're connecting with two leaders in two different countries that are here, positioned here strategically to help you find yourself, because you're worthy, because you're worth it, because we need you to be real. We need you to be your authentic self so that you make the world a better place when you're real.
Yeah.
When you're authentic self, and you begin to inspire other people to be real. You meet people out in the street and they be like, wow, I love the way you present yourself. Well, I love how you said that. Oh, you sound so real. You sound so truthful. You're the real deal. And you inspire them and say, they be like, well, where's my truth? Where's my realness? Where's my dream? You inspire people to go back in within themselves and get their stuff because you're within. So break free and do you is about really getting in touch with who you really are, the gifts that you really bring to the world, the transformation that you're here to provide, how you're here to impact other people's lives and make your life more richer, more meaningful and fulfilling, so that you get rid of all those regrets and guilt and shame and all those shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You want to get rid of all of them and just show up in life in your power and your fullness and enjoy this experience, because we're on the stage. We're not destined to be here forever, but this is our time, right, Lawana? This is our time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I just loved everything that you said there. Like, you know, we've got to make the most out of this life, you know, every day. It's too short to be spending it hiding into ourselves. Show the world who you really are and own it. Own all of your experiences, good and bad. Honor all of your past decisions, your mistakes, your failures. It's part of you. It's who you are. And you get to make that decision right now to use it for a positive reason and to spread that positivity throughout the world. That is your choice to make.
I like
and that is all I have to say.
I like that. And we're going to close on that note with some powerful inspiration. Attractive thinkers and freedomites, show the world who you really are.
Yes.
You're robbing us. Don't rob us. Don't rob me. I need to see who you really are. Own it. It's you. Whether it's crooked or twisted or not straight, it's you. It's you, and it fits. That crooked piece fits.
Yes.
That's you feel
perfect is boring. Perfect doesn't even exist. It's a fairy tale. Own your imperfections.
Yes, the imperfections is what makes us recognize our authenticity. And the very thing we're trying to hide is the very thing we're supposed to reveal.
Yes, totally. Totally.
So, you know, attractive thinkers and freedomites, we're here to inspire you. We created a space to help you reveal who you really are, to get in touch with your authentic self so you can live a more richer life and also enrich the lives of others. Dr. Toni Hatton and Lawana, go to the website www.breakfree.theattractivethinker.guru and register. Check your email, get your pre-work, and we'll see you soon. Back to you, Lawana.
See you soon, everyone. Follow that link. If you vibe with us, jump in now. I'll see you soon.
Awesome. Make it a great day.
Bye.